What's up YouTube, my name is Cancer and welcome to Fantendo Roast. Good lord, this has been a long time coming. Is that even the right use of the phrase? I don't know. I came up with this idea back in November of last year, and I'm only now doing something about it. Since this intro is probably going to be long enough already, I'll skip the story of how I came up with this idea and go straight to what we're doing in this series. For those who don't know, Fantendo is a wiki on which people can post their ideas for Nintendo games, consoles, games on Nintendo consoles, games not on Nintendo consoles, and it's terrible. So much of this site is just terrible. So you know what's better than reviewing terrible games? Reviewing terrible game ideas. That's what I'll be doing. Oh, and just as a side note, I actually used to use Fantendo myself. And the stuff I made was more likely than not just as bad as this sort of stuff. I have improved though. Probably. And hey, if you guys want enough, I might even roast my own pages eventually. Call it a Christmas special or something. 'Tis the season to be giving and all that jazz. But with that out of the way, it's on to today's page. I was originally going to have the first episode be about Super Smash Bros. Games, since there's so fricking many of them. But I believe I've found something better. Today, we're looking at Cartoon Network versus Mortal Kombat. Now, you probably don't need me to explain why I think this is a terrible idea, but I'm going to anyway. Now, I don't watch too much TV, and back when I did, we didn't really get any American channels, so I don't really have too much of an idea of what Cartoon Network has on offer. Before I checked this page, the only thing that really came to mind was Powerpuff Girls. So, can you imagine Scorpion ripping the head off of a Powerpuff Girl and tearing out her spine? Now you see why this wouldn't work. We've got child-friendly cartoon characters up against M-rated Mortal Kombat characters in a Mortal Kombat-styled game. Perfect for the kiddies. You know, Cartoon Network's primary audience. Let's just take a look at the page. What's the first thing you notice? For me, it's the eye-bleeding info box over at the side there. This isn't just me, right? This bright blue and red thing is painful to look at. Normally, I'm pretty sure these default to blue and dark blue, matching the rest of the website. So this person actively made the decision to choose these colors. Word of advice, don't. This game's apparently going to come out in 2017, so I guess we can look forward to that. It's got your classic modes, Arcade, Challenge Tower, Endurance and Survivor mod, and Black Market. Black Market in a Cartoon Network game, lovely. Now I probably shouldn't be ragging on all those typos with the modes, because it's clear English isn't this guy's first language. You can tell because the gameplay section sounds like it's been put through Google Translate several times. Have a listen to this. The game set a new system, have special for the new mature and the new features. Cartoon Network vs Mortal Kombat learn to make factions for hired, and 3.5D is a new gameplay by Unity 3D and have HD about Mortal Kombat Legend. I'm only 2 sentences in and I already have no idea what he's talking about. Seriously, what the gosh dingledon is a fatality? Also, apparently there's going to be a sequel in 4D for the Super PC, creative naming right there, the Xbox 720, which apparently comes after the Xbox One, the Nintendo NX, and the PlayStation NX. Okay, what? Was there a rumor going around that the NX was going to be a collaboration with PlayStation? Because who would even think of this? I know I wouldn't. But it's time to stop beating around the bush. Because I know what you're here for. It's the same thing everyone's here for with Smash Bros. Fan projects. The characters. And let me tell you, there's a lot of them. But sometimes, less is more. And I think in the case of violently slaughtering cartoon characters in incredibly graphic ways, I think less is definitely more. I'm not really going to be talking about the Mortal Kombat side of things here, partially because I've never played a Mortal Kombat game, but mostly because the Cartoon Network side is more interesting to talk about. First off, can I just say I have no idea who most of these characters are? A little labeling would be nice. I mean, he took the time to split them up into Cartoon Network and Mortal Kombat, which I'm grateful for, because otherwise I'd be even more confused. But when you're dealing with a topic as broad as Cartoon Network, it would be a smart idea to label the characters with what show they're from. Like, how many of you can tell me who Wayne is? Bruce Wayne? I don't frickin' know, and I'm too lazy to research it. Now, there are some characters I recognize. Starting with the non-unlockables, you've got Tom and Jerry, perfect for upping the ante from slapstick to murder. Number 1, he's from Kids Next Door, right? Mordecai and Rigby, I faintly recall hearing about. Omi, I think I have a game with him in it that I got for my birthday or something. Haven't played it since the day I got it. Rule 1 of buying gifts from me, don't buy me games if you don't know what games I like. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where's your head? We found your body in pieces. Mojo Dojo? Okay, now I know for certain this guy's not from an English-speaking country. Because even I know that character's name is Mojo Jojo. Get it together, man. Then the unlockables, and good lord, there's a lot. More than the non-unlocks, at least. You've got the Eds, okay. Scotsman? There's a Cartoon Network character just called Scotsman? Who? This is why it's important to label what shows they're from. You've got some Adventure Time characters like Finn, Marceline, and the Ice King. Okay, not too far-fetched. Gwen 10... hold up. Where's Ben 10? If Ben 10 is from Cartoon Network, why is Gwen here and not Ben? This is absolutely ridiculous. And then there's a bunch of costumes and factions that would probably mean something to me if I'd actually played a Mortal Kombat. Then there's some arenas I'm pretty sure don't really matter in a game like this because they're really just a different background to fight on, but it's there. There's a mix of Cartoon Network and Mortal Kombat stages, as is to be expected. And then it ends with a little bit of trivia in more broken English. Ed Boon returns with more games of NetherRealm Studios for new ages of Mortal Kombat and Cartoon Network about Kickstarter for Special Edition. I still have no idea what he's talking about. And that's it! You think I missed something? Yeah, I know. What about the movesets? What fatalities can these characters pull off? Never mentioned. Even those crappy Smash Bros. Fan ideas had this part down. You've got to give us something. Even just a little bit. Like a final smash or a fatality. That's the one part that makes this game idea so absurd, and you completely neglect to tell us about it. Tell me, page author, how does Scooby-Doo kill? Okay, maybe it's better I don't have to read about fatalities and such. No, I wish we were done with this, I really do. But there's another game like this. Mortal Kombat vs. Cartoon Network 3, Age of EX. Now, I was slightly confused. Why was this first idea good enough to warrant a sequel? And why skip straight to 3? I thought I missed number 2, but no. Apparently 3 is indeed the sequel to 1. Not to mention the random switch from Cartoon Network vs. Mortal Kombat to Mortal Kombat vs. Cartoon Network. And yes, I checked. This is indeed the same guy. So, are there any improvements? Well, there's no brightly coloured info box at the side, so my eyes are happy at least. But that also means I have no idea what consoles this game is on. Is it on Super PC and PlayStation NX like he promised? Maybe the opening paragraph can clear this up for me. Mortal Kombat vs. Cartoon Network 3 Age of EX is a epic sequel of Mortal Kombat vs. Cartoon Network. New have arrived Wii and Warner Bros. And new HD. Well, I'm more confused than I was before I read that, so if that was the point, good job. This one's got a storyline too, let's check that out. Learn to Escape by Quan Chi, Shinnok, and Chase Young must find DNA X from in space. Longer for Quan Chi have a DNA X, Shinnok and Chase Young to use DNA X to become Chi-Yong. It's a masterpiece. Games is art and all that jazz. Unfortunately, no funny paragraph about the gameplay this time. We just jump straight into a long list of characters. First off, Ben 10. Good job, you corrected one mistake. Dexter, Blossom, Johnny Bravo, Bubbles, Buttercup, Samurai Jack. There's a lot more characters I recognize this time. There's probably just a lot more characters in general, actually. Oh hey, Wayne's back. Tom and Jerry, the Eds, Finn, gosh darn it, still calling him Mojo Dojo, I see. Mordecai and Rigby, Chase Young, oh he was in the story. Omi again, Gwen of course, and... DLC? Really? We've got DLC in our game ideas now. Does no one make games that are already finished when they release? Who have we got? First off, I know I said I wasn't tackling the Mortal Kombat side of things, but I'm certain that Ryu and Darth Vader are not Mortal Kombat characters. Darth Vader would kick everyone's ass with the lightsaber and stuff, seriously. Then for the Cartoon Network side of things, we've got Soldier, sticking with the generic names, he can go hang out with Scotsman. Optimus Prime, alright, he might be a bit big for Mortal Kombat, but okay. And, Sauron? Sauron? Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Sauron not from Lord of the Rings? How is he part of the Cartoon Network universe? What the actual frick? And why is he in this game? I mean, Jesus penis, you had an idea. It was a terrible idea, yes, but you should at least stick to that idea. Why are there Star Wars and Lord of the Rings characters showing up in Mortal Kombat vs. Cartoon Network? Let's just get this over with. Bosses? I have no idea who they are. NPCs? I recognize a few, but in a fighting game I could care less about random NPCs. Arenas? Once again, I don't give a dingle about those. Chapters? As in story chapters? Your story was 2 sentences, why are there chapters? And why is each chapter a different character? Future? Why does this have a future? All this game can be teamed to build that mean Mortal Kombat vs. Fusion Fall. What is Fusion Fall? Why do these games exist? Why were both of these pages nothing more than long lists without even any pictures? My crappily edited video was more interesting to look at than this freaking page. But most importantly, why is there a guy in the comments that wants to make this game real? I think that's all I can take right now. If you've got a specific topic or page you'd like me to roast, stick it in them there comments. I'm done! Hey guys, thanks for watching the very first episode of Fantendo Roast. I know it probably doesn't really show, but I put way more effort into this video than I have, well, pretty much any other video I've ever made. I hope you liked it, because I'm gonna make more. I don't know how often I'll be able to make these, but I hope to, at the very least, get one of these out a month. I'd say one a fortnight, but with uni starting up again, I don't think that's really manageable. But if you'd like to know when the next episode goes up, you can always subscribe or something. I don't know how to say this. The annotation at the top would normally take you to the previous episode of Fantendo Roast, but there is no previous episode because this is the first one, you drungle. There'll be a link next time to this one. I don't frickin' whatever. And the bottom annotation will take you to a random video I've made that I felt like plugging. This time, it's the first episode of my Ruby Rose Ace Attorney playthrough. If you feel like watching that, well, click the annotation, because I'll swear I'll actually remember to put the annotation there this time. I think that's all I had to say. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Have a good life.